Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is another one of those Asian movie collection addendum videos. Now today we got mostly Blu-rays, a few DVDs, split between Japan and Hong Kong primarily. We have one Taiwanese film mixed in as well. Got some very interesting films to showcase today. Now, as usual, I will include titles for all of these films in the description box below. But let's get rolling here. And the first one's a pretty big one here. This is a Japanese film called Zero Woman, Red Handcuffs. And this is a Blu-ray from Neon Eagle Video? Is that true? I don't remember what label this is from. That's what it says. Alright, it's a Region A Blu-ray release. So the slipcase here, as you can see, is pretty sweet. It's got like a deep red hue. And she's got her handcuffs there. This is a film from the 70s, and it's kind of like... I actually have a full-length review of it on my channel, but it has like a bit of an exploitation vibe to it. But I'll give you a quick plot synopsis here. When renegade cop Rie goes too far in bringing justice to untouchable bigwigs, only a dangerous mission to rescue a politician's daughter will keep her out of jail for good. She readily takes on the task, only to find it more complicated and deadly than she suspected. So she kind of goes, what I remember correctly, she goes undercover into like this really nasty gang who has this girl kidnapped. And it's pretty entertaining interaction, but it does get a little sleazy in spots, as you might expect from a film like this. But this is like a franchise, Zero Woman franchise, and I've only seen a handful of these movies, but of the ones I've seen, this one is by far the best. It's like a really good, almost like thriller flick, you know? Now this has, in terms of special features, audio commentary by film historian Sam Deegan, which I have not yet listened to. Actually, I haven't watched this on Blu-ray yet, so I'm looking forward to it. And you have Tokyo Scope author Patrick Macias on the film, an image gallery, reversible cover with alternate artwork. So it's pretty good special features on this. Apparently has a good transfer as well, 4K restoration. So if you want to like dig into like old school Japanese kind of like exploitation-ish type stuff, this is a good flick. It is. It kind of rises above, you know, what some movies might be classified as sleazy, but this is like a legitimately good movie. So I definitely recommend it. And you could check out my full-length review if you want more details. So I was really excited this got a release, actually. The next one is another huge release, actually, from Third Window Films. This is the Region B Blu-ray box set of Katsuhito Ishii. It's like a box set of his films. I like the cover on that as well. And this includes 3 discs. Okay, you get Sharkskin Man and Peach Hip Girl from 1998. I have a review of that on my channel. Promise of August from 1995, which I have not yet seen. And then disc 2, you have Party 7, which I have a review on my channel. And then disc 3, you have 3 movies. Sora Soy from 2008, Hello Junichi from 2014, and Norioka Workshop from 2022, all of which I have not seen yet. So I'm still kind of making my way through this, but I got some of his big-time feature-length movies reviewed on the channel. So just check out some of the different artwork and stuff here. Now, Sharkskin Man and Peach Hip Girl is one that I thought was just kind of okay the first time I saw it, but then when I rewatched it, I liked it a lot more. And the same kind of is true with Party 7. So you open this up, and you got some neat little artwork here. I'll give you a brief plot synopsis of both of these from my notes here. So if you're wondering like what type of movies these are, I mean, Sharkskin Man and Peach Hip Girl is, we have a Yakuza soldier played by Tadanobu Asano, who's always great, and he's on the run for his life after stealing from his boss, Tanuki. And during a chase through the forest, Tadanobu and this girl kind of meet up, and then they go on the run, and a bunch of gangsters are after him, and that's basically her plot. And this director's a little odd. He's a little bit odd, and, Sharkskin Man and Peach Ship Girl is a good example of that, because it's mostly like a character interaction movie. You're thinking it's going to be like a classic action comedy or something, but it really isn't. His movies have a little bit of a different feel to them. So, again, if you want more details, check out my full-length review of it, along with Party 7. But it's like, I really like this director, but he's like a bit different. And sometimes he'll subvert your expectations, which sometimes, can be a bad thing. But I think in the case of these two films that I've seen from this box set, it was a good thing. And then Party 7, if you want a quick synopsis of that one here, let me fire that up. All right, so this one stars Asano again and Masatoshi Nagase, who's a really good actor. And you have 7 characters get thrown together in the same hotel. And it's like, you have a little bit of a gang element again, like a Yakuza, a thief, his ex-girlfriend, and there's a briefcase full of cash, I think. And, and it's like the interaction of these people in this hotel. So, again, very, interesting movies, though. They are. And they're different from, a lot of films that you'd see. And eventually, I probably will review the short films and the other films that are on this set in a video at some point. Now, special features for Sharkskin Man and Peach Ship Girl, you get a new interview with Katsuhito Ishii, audio commentary by the director, video essays. Party 7 has an audio commentary by Arnie Venema and Mike Leader, storyboard version of the film, a making of, an archival interview with Katsuhito Ishii, alternate ending, original trailer and teaser. And then the other films don't seem to have a lot of special features on those, but it's a pretty stacked release. So I'm still working through it, but I look forward to seeing the stuff on here that I haven't yet. Limited edition set, only a few thousand copies. So if you feel like picking it up, go ahead. I recommend it. All right, the next one here is a Japanese film again. We're on the Japanese side of things here. This is the DVD that I got. And I don't think I could find a Blu-ray of this one, but this is the film The Man Behind the Scissors. And this is a slow burn thriller from mid-2000s, I think. And again, I have a full-length review of this on my channel if you'd like more information. This is the Tokyo Shock Region 1 DVD release. And special features are making of, deleted scenes, and a theatrical trailer. Now, there's some well-known actors in this. Kumiko Aso is in this. And Hiroshi Abe, who I really like. And it's basically about, serial killers who are almost competing with each other. You have a quirky and perplexing police thriller centered around 2 murderers who slice up schoolgirls. It's not that graphic. And then you have another serial killer begins to kill people and framing them for his murders or her murders or whoever's doing it. So it's a pretty neat premise for a film. And you're basically following these 2 killers as they try to figure out who's copycatting them. And it's a pretty neat movie, but it's not like a crowd pleaser in terms of fast-paced thrills. It's a slow burn that's pretty fun. I think it's a pretty interesting movie. And it's from the director of Evil Dead Trap, of course. And, if you've seen that movie, you know that this is probably worth watching. That's Toshiharu Ikeda is the director. This is not quite as entertaining as Evil Dead Trap, but it's good. So, yeah, check that one out as well. You could get that one pretty cheap, I would think. And then the last Japanese film here is one that I just recently reviewed, and that is A Scene at the Sea, another Third Window Films release, so it'll be Region B. This is a Kitano film. And you basically, well, the special features are a new audio commentary by Jasper Sharp, who, he's very informative. That's your main special feature on this. But, this one's basically about a few surfers, basically. And they're deaf, and it's a guy and a girl, and the guy takes up surfing, and that's your movie. It's just, it's a pleasant Kitano film, too. There's not, like, any violence or, gangster deaths or anything like that. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed this one, actually. The score is fantastic. You need some nice shots of the ocean. The character interaction is pretty good. Again, check out my full-length review if you want details, but this is a good one to pick up. So that's a little Japanese batch. All right. And now we'll start with the Taiwanese one and then move to Hong Kong after this. Now, this one's from a director that I think is kind of hit and miss for me. He's kind of, sometimes I like his films, sometimes I don't, which is kind of a controversial opinion. But this is Millennium Mambo. Yeah, Millennium Mambo. And I'm actually looking forward to watching this on Blu-ray, because I remember this film being quite visually striking. And the director here is Hao Xiaoshen, I think. Yeah, it's Hao Xiaoshen. You could call him Triple H, but then people will get him confused with the wrestler. But this is basically a stylish and seductive submersion into the techno-scored neon nightlife of Taipei. Millennium Mambo is a misunderstood marvel. And you have Shu Qi as an aimless bar hostess drifting away from her boyfriend and towards a suave, sensitive gangster. And that's basically your movie. But I found like the character interaction in this one to be pretty interesting stuff. Some, good scenes in this, individual scenes, as well as the visual flourishes. Now, the bonus features are a re-release trailer, a video essay, audio commentary by a film critic, Austin Collins. So again, this is, if you're interested in this director, this is out there. And it's one of those films that's like quite visually intoxicating. So I do recommend it. Next is it's a classic a lot of people know about. This is who released this? Did I say who released this one? I'm not even sure. Kino Lorber released this one. This is another one from Eureka, so it's another Region B release. And that's Police Story 3, Super Cop. Jackie Chan, Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, this is one, ironically, it took me multiple viewings to really love this movie. As crazy as it sounds. But, it's part of the franchise. And, I felt like the Police Story 2 was a little bit of a step down from Police Story 1, So when I watched all the movies again, I really felt the impact of Police Story 3, because the first one's great, the second one's good, and then the third one is great, too. It's like probably the fastest pace out of all the first trilogy of movies. It's so fast-paced, this movie. And Michelle Yeoh kind of adds a different dimension. We were still within, like, the Girls with Guns era of Hong Kong cinema. So having that type of dynamic in the film, I think gave the franchise a refreshing kind of rejuvenation. And there's some cool stunts and fights in this movie. This is just a fun flick. And so if you have any, interest in Hong Kong action films, just check out at least the first 4 films in this franchise are solid. Even the second one, which I like the least from like the first 4 films, is still good. It's a good watch. Now, we have a lot of special features here, for goodness sakes. Different versions, tracks, all this stuff. Brand new audio commentary from Frank Zheng. He does great commentaries. And F.J. DeSanto is also on that. And then there's Mike Leader and Arnie Venema doing an audio commentary. There's the dub track in it, yada, yada, yada. Over an hour of interviews with director Stanley Tong. The Cannes Film Festival excerpt here. A brand new featurette on the rarely seen Jackie Chan video games. A brand new featurette looking at various filming locations of the Police Story trilogy. A new interview with the stunt coordinator and action film historian John Krang I mean, it's just loaded with special features. There's more. So this is one of the stacked releases out there. I mean, should probably pick it up. Now here's one that's a little bit more questionable. All right. It's a DVD. Now, well, I'm just going to tell you what it is. Gen Y Cops, baby. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Benny Chan, back in the day. This is cheesy Benny Chan. Very cheesy Benny Chan. And, I mean, to describe this movie, I did like a 2-hour Benny Chan, like, retrospective with Harris Dang a few years ago. So just search my channel for Benny Chan, and you'll come up with a video where we talk about this movie. And it's low quality entertainment is all I could say. It's like you got these cops who are like young kids. They're like college guys who are like cops. And you get Edison Chen in there, Stephen Fung, Sam Lee, and you got a young Paul Rudd, a young Ant-Man is in this, Maggie Q, and they're all like on this team of cops, like this international cop group. And they try to take down these bad guys who are like hijacked a robot and are using it to like attack stuff. It's a bad movie, but it's entertaining, man. Some of the dialogue, like the English dub on this is phenomenal. So I have like the American release of this, and I tried to rewatch it a few weeks ago, and the full screen, the pan and scan full screen, I was like, it really distracted me. So I ended up getting this Hong Kong version on eBay. It's like the Region 3. Oh, it's all region actually. It's an all region release, but it's a Hong Kong release, and so I haven't watched this version yet. I'm not sure if there's going to be differences, because this has the Cantonese and the Mandarin language tracks, not the English dub, but it has English subs. So it'll be interesting to see, like, was it all dubbed in Cantonese? Was there a mix? I have no idea, but I'm really kind of looking forward to watching this so bad it's good movie in its original widescreen presentation in its original language. But again, I'm a little worried because it's so much fun to watch with the terrible English dub. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, no special features on this, I don't think. And last but not least, it's another film I did a full-length review of. And it includes the most irresponsible act, the single most irresponsible stunt in the history of movie making. And I will stand by that statement. And we're talking about the Moon Lee movie, Fatal Termination. Is there any other kind of termination? Well, I guess you could be terminated and not die in some ways, right? But yeah, Fatal Termination. Yes, when you watch, I'm not even going to tell you about the stunt. I do mention it in my full-length review, but if you want to watch just a crazy freaking stunt where you're like shaking your head in complete disbelief, check out Fatal Termination. Now this is I always forget the labels. Oh, this was Error 4444. And they're coming out, they have slow releases, but they're coming out with even more awesome stuff, like Category 3 stuff. But this is just an old school Hong Kong action flick, girls with guns, so to speak. And, it's cops fighting bad guys. It's basically what you got here, arms dealers and whatnot. Yeah, this is a good flick. Now, the special features, you get audio commentary by Kenneth Borson and Philip Gilon of the Podcast on Fire Network. Chinese dub ending song, new subtitles, which are probably more accurate. A Mike Abbott interview, a Ridley Choi interview, and you get two different versions. The 4K restoration of the original cut, and then the English dub cut that's shorter. So, yeah, it's just a good, solid action flick. Check it out. Want more info? I got a full-length review, as usual. So yeah, this is a pretty good, this batch of films that I selected to showcase tonight. There's some good ones here. So if you've seen any of them, let me know. And hopefully I've inspired a few of you to buy a few more. It's interesting because we're still getting, even though some of these releases are a little older, a few years old, we're still getting some really solid Blu-ray releases of this stuff, which I'm thankful for. So Let me know your thoughts on any of these, and as always, I'll see you next time.